Hello, everybody. This is Megan Grove from MX Data. I am the customer engineer. Thank you so much for attending our webinar this morning. We are going to be talking about eMobilePOS and how that is an option that MX Data is currently working with as a mobile solution, and also a solution that integrates with Retail Pro, which will also give you mobile options. So I'm going to turn it over to Matt Einen from eMobilePOS to walk us through some slides to go over the solution itself, and then we will answer some questions when you have them. Please feel free to put all of your questions in the question box that you'll see on your side panel, and we will address those towards the end of our presentation. So Matt, do you want to take it from here?
Yes, good morning, Megan. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me today. I am going to start sharing my screen momentarily, and then we'll go from there. I think you should be seeing my screen at the moment. Perfect. I'll start with a quick introduction. My name is Matt Ina, and I'm with Enabler Corporation. We're better known as eMobilePOS, our flagship product. I am responsible with our channel sales and marketing. I will be speaking about our mobile POS solutions for the mid-market and briefly touch on our digital solutions as well today for retail and, in some cases, hospitality use cases. We have been in business for some 21 years. eMobilePOS was built as a standalone point of sale. Over the years, we learned that a point of sale cannot be an island. It has to integrate with other systems. So we have garnered a number of relationships, developed a number of relationships with legacy POS providers like back in the day, Microsoft RMS, Retail Pro, as well as some ERPs like Oracle, SAP, SAP Business One, Sage 300, 500, etc. The platform grew into an integrated platform for enterprise use cases, along with a number of products that we will go over briefly today. So eMobilePOS has a hybrid architecture. It has a cloud backend with a native application in the front end, which essentially allows us to remain completely offline if there are no communications, no internet connectivity. The devices are bulletproof. They'll operate, they'll save the transactions, and they'll push them to the cloud whenever the communications are restored. In fact, the merchants can also engage so-called store and forward mode to store some credit card transactions as well and push them once the comms are restored. As I suggested, the system is highly interoperable, integrates with a number of retail legacy POS systems, ERPs, popular accounting systems like Sage 50, QuickBooks, etc. The system does have a cloud-based portal for administrative purposes. If our merchants are using legacy POS backend like Retail Pro, they'll be able to access Retail Pro and pull their reports business as usual, including those sales that are executed with our mobile units. We work with a number of processors, the leading ones in the country, so we can cater to most processor options. Have a lot of products in terms of hardware options as well to fit different use cases and environments, although we will focus on one main unit today that has been a true workhorse for us. So essentially, in this slide, you see the entire solution environment. Our cloud, which is a secret sauce here, integrates our mobile devices on the top right quadrant, integrates with payment processors on the top left quadrant, and then bottom left quadrant, you see various integrations with ERPs, legacy POS systems, as well as our e-commerce and business analytics options. The payments devices obviously can talk to the processing platforms directly for point-to-point authorizations, end-to-end authorizations of credit card transactions using the latest technology, EMV chip and PIN debit contact and contactless payment capabilities. Talking a little bit about the devices first off, just so that we all have a picture of what the solution looks like. On the countertop environment, mostly for pop-up solution, pop-up stores and hybrid mobile environments, we have a very highly portable, high efficacy countertop system that features a almost 13-inch wide touchscreen display, merchant-facing display, as well as a customer-facing 4.3-inch touchscreen payment terminal, along with 3-inch receipt printing capabilities, along with barcode scanning capabilities, and again, featuring EMV chip and PIN contactless payments, essentially a fully loaded point of sale system at the tip of your in your fingertips, and you can transact quickly and move the device around from one venue to another, again in more countertop use case environments. Now, our true workhorse and our leading solution is essentially around this handheld product. It is called the PAX A920 Pro, essentially an Android system where our point of sale solution resides, all point of sale capabilities, full inventory access, items, descriptions, quantity on hand, pricing, promotions, what have you. Everything you need to execute with a point of sale will be truly at your fingertips with this ergonomic single-handed device, which features a 2-inch receipt printer, a laser scanner, and full EMV chip and PIN debit payments. The device has also 4G, 3G, GSM cellular capabilities as well, or even 5G at this point. So if you're using the device outdoors or at a destination location and Wi-Fi is not good enough, you can always revert to cellular communications with these devices. Now, talking a little bit about the solution, the software aspects and the capabilities for eMobilePOS as a retail or mobile retail environments. You can essentially look up SKU, price, quantity, capture, access new customer information, apply various discounts, promotions, mix and match discounts, accept gift cards, loyalty cards, and ultimately email and or print receipts. You can even text the receipts as well. The point of sale operates in online and offline modes automatically. When the comms are lost, the device will automatically get into the offline mode and be able to operate seamlessly and without business disruption until the communications are reestablished. Once again, integration to third-party systems, legacy POS systems are one of the primary capabilities of the overall platform. However, at the time of the transaction, the device had already been synchronized with the database, inventory database from the legacy POS, and therefore it's not going to make any web server calls to look up for an item. All of the databases will be localized to the device, thereby providing for a very fast transaction capability. We can also operate in duty-free environments. We have certain capabilities in duty-free retail, such as the ability to read and parse boarding passes and qualify the sale for tax-free sale based on the destination airport or seaport. Some of the other retail inventory features, vendor management, purchase order management, receiving inventory transfers, and of course, there are certain capabilities that lend itself to grocery, C-store type of retail environments. The system has a number of food and beverage capabilities. This is really interesting for a number of our clients with mixed venue operations. Whether you have a bookstore with a coffee shop attached to it, or you're operating a hotel and you have a gift shop, as well as food and beverage stands, the system can handle both types of operations with features that are relevant to those operations. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about one of our digital ordering solutions that complements our mobile POS systems, which is our mobile order ahead or mobile store digital or smartphone application that is essentially facing your shoppers. This application provides for a mobile store that we can erect as little as a few weeks, which can be white labeled with our client's logo and branding. And it'll go into service as your own smartphone application for your consumers to remotely engage in shopping and have a terrific experience in doing so. They can place orders from wherever they are, whether they're at home or work or at a venue during an event. They'll be able to browse the catalog, pick the items, and then pay for them. And then the order routing system will send it to the order fulfillment area at your store or at your venue. Orders can be delivered, picked up. We have a number of delivery, shipping, and pickup options that are fully customizable in terms of dates and times. So just to bring everything into a focus, I'll provide for an omni-channel use case, and hopefully you'll be able to get a global view on how our solution fits into your environment. So let's assume that you have a Retail Pro point of sale already deployed at your store. You're taking phoned-in orders or making in-store retail sales through your Retail Pro workstations. Essentially, our cloud integrates with your Retail Pro server, and then all of our products can be deployable in your environment, whether you want to deploy our countertop systems for pop-up stores that you will be opening or launching at different trade shows or events, or mobile devices that you'd like to deploy on your sales floor at the store for in-aisle retailing, or even self-checkout, which we will talk about in a future webinar. We also have digital ordering solutions and web-based digital ordering solutions that we can offer, or we integrate with some of the major e-commerce solutions like Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, etc. Here's another use case, specific use case with, again, Retail Pro backend and a number of Super Bowl events that we've serviced over the years with one of our VIP clients, Aramark. Here's another use case with an older legacy POS system serving a major league football team. Another use case for a performance racing safety and accessory vendor using Sage 100 and our systems in the storefront and at racetracks. Here is another use case with a kitchen and bathroom cabinetry wholesaler, which also has outlet retail store locations using SAP Business One in the back end and our mobile solutions in the front end. So we serve a number of vertical markets. Obviously, retail is our primary market, which makes up the majority of our deployments. But we're fully capable of serving other verticals and essentially assisting our clients with mixed use environments. Self-checkout. We will have a webinar that will be dedicated to self-checkout, but we do have a Kiosk solution. I wanted to provide a sneak peek for the Kiosk solutions They're beautifully designed. They can be deployed countertop or with floor stands. They're all-in-one, fully loaded devices with barcode scanning, receipt printing, EMV chip and PIN payments with nice, large, visually attractive screens and a great user interface. So with that, I'd like to conclude the presentation and turn it over to Megan before we engage our demo.
Thank you, Matt. I will speak for everyone at MX Data when I say we're super excited about the opportunity that eMobilePOS gives us and all of our existing retailers. I just want to bring up a topic that we talked about during our digital fireside chat, which is how important it is for retailers to have the capability for mobile POS. One of the things that we found most popular, not this past year, but also last year, which was post-COVID, was the ability to be able to take contactless payments and just be able to act as a line buster during peak seasons, which really helps speed up sales and just gives the overall option. Matt, just in your perspective, can you give us a little insight as well into some of the trends that you're seeing and also just how that side of the business is really picking up?
Absolutely. Obviously, it is no secret with rising labor costs, retailers are under pressure for better operating efficiencies. And what we're seeing in line with that is a repurposing of existing staff. So instead of having cashiers and sales associates on the floor, using the same personnel base to do both sales associates, consultants, and at the same time, their cashiers, they're able to execute in-aisle retailing capabilities using our handhelds. We're also seeing, obviously, with the myriad of digital payments that have entered the market, which has since garnered dual adoption by consumers and our merchants. The devices would have to accept those digital payment methods, whether it's Apple Pay, Google Pay, what have you. Contactless has become an important factor as well in payments environments just because of the pandemic. People, essentially, consumers would like to tap their card and make the payment rather than giving their card up and having to have contact with the person. In fact, it is a more secure way of making payments as well. Card never changes hands. It always stays with the consumer. We're also seeing quite an evolution in digital ordering environments. I think for the first time in a number of years, digital ordering, in-app and web-based ordering, specifically in-app ordering, has essentially outpaced in-store sales in aggregate. So last Black Friday was the first time in history when in-app orders were greater than actual in-store sales or e-commerce sales for that matter. So that's a very interesting development for a lot of retailers. We don't think brick and mortar will ever go away, but it is now an imperative to have that in-app ordering capabilities, or essentially digital ordering capabilities, a combination of in-app and web-based solutions.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I think we should just go ahead and jump right into ringing a transaction and show a little bit about the solution. Okay, perfect. So we have several questions coming in about, does eMobilePOS integrate with Prism, Retail Pro's version of Prism?
Absolutely. eMobilePOS integrates with Prism as well as V8, V9 versions of Retail Pro, but it is certainly capable of integrating with Prism and coming in as a front end to Prism, where obviously there are certain tablet solutions with Prism that can be used, as well as our handhelds, as we've demonstrated in prior slides.
Okay, awesome. Another question I have is from one of our customers. So they're wondering if you can give an example of how retailers are using the kiosks that you showed a picture of before, and like what kind of use case and what kind of retail store are those becoming very popular?
So great question. I will provide a succinct answer to that question, but we will have a webinar coming up in about a month on self-checkout. So let's make sure that our guests receive the invite and join us for that session as well. So effectively, we see self-checkout systems being deployed in different quantities and capacities in different retail operations. The retail store operations. It could be a specialty retail, effectively serving, let's say, garments, clothing, what have you, and you're essentially creating a new checkout lane or lanes for customers to, and this is, we have use cases in major league team store environments where the customer is essentially picking up the item from the shelf, proceeding to the self-checkout kiosk instead of getting into lines, queues that are longer, which helps alleviate the abandoned shopping carts. In many cases, you have individuals like me, if the line is too long, I'm simply not going to wait around, especially if I have finite time to get back to the game. I'll proceed to do something else and shop elsewhere, or effectively leave the store. So self-checkout systems can be deployed in specialty retail store environments in such capacity. Now, in grocery and C-store environments, we're seeing a trend that essentially is taking over a number of traditional checkout lanes, and that's partly because of the efficiencies surrounding self-checkout kiosk systems. While the system itself is an unattended solution, it is essentially the conversion to kiosks for other required tasks around the store. So in grocery environments, we're seeing a trend with a larger deployment footprint, and I think there is a consumer sentiment there that they can get through the self-checkout lane a lot quicker than getting into a line to check out at a grocery or C-store environment. And then, of course, venues. We discussed the team store environment, but venues in general, whether it's an outdoor venue, indoor venue, whether it's a lifestyle center, concert hall, major league, minor league stadium, convention center, hotels, there are definite use cases in those environments as well, providing for a seamless and contactless self-checkout experience, whether it's a retail merchandise store or stand. In some cases, in some hotels, you have these gift shops that are unattended, so completely self-checkout environments, and we're seeing that trend picking up significantly.
That's awesome. Thank you. Okay.
eMobilePOS mobile application. And this is the home screen. Again, very clean, easy to navigate home screen. Essentially, the staff would log in with their ID, password, whatever's assigned to them, whether they're the clerk ID or just an individual password for that device. And then they can proceed to run transactions. Now, in this screen, the presumption is our staff is using the barcode scanner on the device, and as they scan the items will appear on the sales receipt. Since I don't have a device with me, this is a virtual terminal, I'll manually add the products. So I added 2 products. You can see them immediately appear on my sales screen. Any discounts, taxation will appear on the bottom, and then I can proceed to checkout. Now, of course, again, with the virtual terminal, I don't have credit card payment capability, but the presumption is the consumer will present their credit card, whether it's inserted in the chip card slot or tap and go using the contactless capability on our handhelds. The staff will be able to collect a payment and produce a receipt and complete the transaction. So it's a very simple, fluid transaction capability. Speed is paramount for most of our clientele, so the system is built for speed. At the time of the transaction, it is not making any web server calls. It's not looking up the product or anything like that. All of that information stored in the handheld locally, completely offline, and updated, up to date, so that the staff can service the clientele quickly, efficiently, resulting in a great shopping experience. With the same device, of course, you can load, sell gift cards. A lot of our clientele with the Retail Pro backend have TSYS Cayenne accounts. If you have gift cards with them, or perhaps with GiveX, the customer connection, we have integrations with all of those folks, and we can essentially operate gift cards, execute payments with gift cards as well. You can do returns with the devices as well. You can do a return on the same sale transaction. You can put transactions on hold, reopen them. Let's assume a customer comes to the counter, or they're interacting with the sales associate. They added 2-3 products, and they said, you know what, I want to go check out this section. Can you give me a minute? And then they go on and check another merchandising area and maybe pick up another product, and then come back to the associate. Associate can then go to the on-hold transactions, pick that transaction in progress, and complete the sale. So that's essentially the point of sale capabilities in the handheld. The handheld has a number of other facilities, one of which is our synchronization capabilities. You can send and receive data, but more importantly, here you can see whether or not the device is online or it's offline. I left the device in offline mode, so not in auto synchronization mode. Almost invariably, all of our client deployments are on auto synchronization mode, so you don't have to do anything. But if the communications are lost, the red bubble in the bottom that says 14 essentially is telling me that there are transactions that have not been sent to our cloud, that have not been synchronized to Retail Pro yet, because I left the device in offline mode to be able to show you the offline capability. In the history area, you see historical transactions. The transaction that we just completed is here. Effectively, if you're transacting at a destination or an trade event, you can even capture geo location information as well. So those are the essentially historical information on this device. You will not see all transactions from all other devices, but you will see all transactions executed at this device, including gift card transactions, the actual credit card payment transactions, and things of that nature. We also have device-based reports capabilities. Our day summary report is our tender reconciliation report. You can print this from the device to close out your day. If you're opening and closing shifts and you're handling cash, you can open, close shifts. The system will prompt you to essentially count the enter, bill, and coin counts, and then do the same at the end of the shift and provide the over/under information and deposit information as well. Our end of day report essentially provides for all items sold, all department sales, any returns, how they were paid for, etc. So this is an all-encompassing report. This can also be printed at the device. So there are a number of report options at the device level for the store staff to essentially close out their day. Going back to our tour of the app, we have a clock in, clock out feature, a simple clock in, clock out feature that reports from our web-based portal. Essentially, it can be exported into an CSV Excel spreadsheet and can be uploaded to a payroll system for further payroll processing. I'll go into our settings area. Essentially, I'd like to show you that there is a robust engine behind what's otherwise a very simple and easy to use interface. You will not have to go to this settings area. MX Data service team will set this up for you. They can remote in and change settings in the future as well. But if we were to quickly look at what's available here, there's about 20 or so sub-settings categories. Each one will have about 20 or so settings features. So essentially, by setting different or toggling the features in the settings area, you can change the behavior of the device to behave in a certain way. So as your business requirements evolve over time, there may be settings capabilities here that will serve that business requirement, and you can immediately put that to use. So that essentially concludes my demo. Perhaps